What is Suno actually selling? Suno promises something very simple. You generate music, you buy a subscription, and you can safely monetize it. But once you remove the marketing wrapper and look at this from a legal perspective, a key question immediately arises. What exactly is Suno selling? Rights, protection, authorship, a license? The answer may surprise a lot of people. The core fact marketing doesn't talk about. AI-generated music created without human authorship does not have a copyright owner. This is not an opinion, it is an established legal position reflected in the US Copyright Office, European legal institutions, UK copyright law. AI is not a subject of copyright law. Software code cannot be an author, which means no author, no rights holder, no traditional copyright. So why does Suno talk about a license at all? This is where the key legal trick begins. Suno is not selling copyright. Suno is not selling authorship. Suno is selling a contractual permission. In simple terms, we allow you to use the output of our service under certain conditions if you agree to them. This is contract law, not copyright law. Is this a free license if there is no author? No, and this is extremely important to understand. A free license exists when there is an author who consciously grants permission to others. AI output without an author is not a free license. It is the absence of copyright altogether. This is not permitted. This is unowned. However, if you obtain that output through a service and a contract, the contract can still restrict your actions, even without copyright. So what is Suno actually selling? Here is the key sentence worth remembering. Suno sells a right that may protect nothing. Let's break that down. Suno does not guarantee that the music is unique. Suno does not guarantee the track is not similar to existing works. Suno does not guarantee you won't face legal claims. Suno does not assume responsibility. Suno does not provide legal protection. Their terms are built around phrases like, as is, no warranties, no indemnification, user bears all risk, so I pay, and I'm still on my own. Exactly. This scenario is entirely realistic. You buy a Suno subscription, you publish a track, you monetize it. A real musician appears and says, this is too similar to my work. And here's the critical part. Suno does not defend you. Suno does not cover your costs. Suno does not go to court on your behalf. You are left alone. What about DMCA? DMCA is a procedure, not the truth. To file a DMCA notice, you don't have to prove authorship. You don't have to win a court case. A good faith belief is enough. Platforms like YouTube do not investigate, do not analyze. They simply take content down. After that, either you stay silent or you file a counter notice, and then Suno would have to go to court. And in court, Suno's position is weak. That is exactly why we don't see mass lawsuits. So why do people pay? Because Suno is not selling rights, it is selling the feeling of legality. People think, I paid, therefore I'm protected. But in reality, I paid, and Suno simply won't bother me. That is not protection. That is Suno waiving claims against you. A comparison that puts everything into perspective. Even racketeering in the 1990s was illegal, but it guaranteed protection. You paid, and you were actually protected from others. Suno is formally legal, but guarantees nothing. You pay, and you're still on your own. Final conclusion. Suno is not selling authorship, not copyright, not a legal shield. Suno is selling a contractual permission to use AI-generated output, with no guarantees and no responsibility on their side. This is not a crime, but it is a legally hollow product. And this is something people need to understand before, not after, paying for a subscription.